welcome to Southern All-Star Wrestling. I'm your host, Les Thatcher, and we've got a great lineup for you. Before we start talking about today's matches and the great wrestling talent on tap, let's welcome home to Knoxville, Ronnie Sexton. Ron, welcome aboard.
I'll tell you what, Les, it's great to be back in Knoxville, down here in the southeast area. We're going to be all over this countryside, down here in Tennessee and Kentucky and everywhere else.
Well, you know, Ronnie, you and I were up north, up in New England, actually, Massachusetts, about a week and a half ago, and doing some television up there wrestling. And while Ronnie was getting bopped around the ring and knocking a few guys around himself, I had a chance to talk to some wrestling talent like Bruiser Brody, Jumpin' Joe Savoldi, one of the Hollywood Blondes, and these fellows, along with the great talent we've got in the area already, are anxious to come in and compete here for Southern All-Star Wrestling. And of course, Ronnie, when you put together names like Sullivan, Lewin, Idol, Brody, yourself, the Dirty White Boy, guys of this ilk, you're talking about some competition.
I'll tell you what, this has always been the hotbed for great competition, and it always will be, in my opinion. Even though I'm a hometown boy around here, I'm a little prejudiced about it, Les, but I tell you, it's always great fun.
You know, we've talked about that. There have been a lot of top wrestlers come out of this area. And, of course, Denny Brown, the current NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion, is a local boy. Tony Anthony, the Dirty White Boy, yourself. Wrestlers of that ilk and some great ones coming our way. On today's program, we're going to see the Dirty White Boy, Dale Lynn. Cousin Junior is going to be on hand again today. The Terminators, a great array of stars. So without further hesitation, let's get ready for the action. Let's go for your ring introductions to Andy Smalls.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Southern All-Star Wrestling. Tonight, your referee for the entire evening will be Terry Bronson. Terry Bronson. The first match of this evening will be a one-fall, 10-minute limit. And this corner, from parts unknown, weighing in at 240 pounds, let's welcome to Knoxville, Tennessee, the Scavenger. And in this corner, the opponent from the Bluegrass State, weighing in at 245 pounds, the current mid-continental heavyweight champion. Welcome, Dale Mann. This is a non-title bout.
All right, one fall, 10-minute time limit. The Mid-Continental Champion, Dale Mann, out against the masked Scavenger. Of course, Ronnie, right now, Dale Mann holding that Mid-Continental title. He's the man in the hot seat.
I'll tell you what, Les, I've read a lot about Dale Mann. I've never seen him in the ring, so this is the first time for me. Scavenger, I know nothing about.
Of course, that's right. You are just coming home. You have been up and through the Northeast. We were talking about the Northeast competing, and of course, this is returning home for you. But you know, Dale Mann, they call him the Southern Gentleman, and that he truly is. Fine gentleman out of Kentucky, and but you know, some of that gentlemanly actions leave Dale when he competes, and of course, when he's competing against a man like the Scavenger, you got to throw the rule book out the window.
That's very true, Les. I tell you, right now, though, Dale Mann looks like he's in complete control of the match. He's got that arm. He's working on that arm there, and every time the Scavenger gets up, Dale Mann trips him back down. So far, he's in control.
And a good competitor, and has good height, not carrying any excess. And Mann hooking there, stepping in for that hip lock again, takes his man over. Dale, of course, you know, on today's program, we're going to see the Terminators, a mass combination, Cousin Junior. Now, here's a guy who's been in a big wrestling video on the wrestling musical album. He's been around. He's met some of the best, and he's right here and looking for more competition, Ronnie. And he's going to be on the program today.
It'll be very interesting to see his Cousin Junior. I've seen a few videos on him, and this man has no rules. He's like a hillbilly, as the old saying goes.
And of course, making his first start on our program will be Corporal Terry Daniels from the Cobra Corps. Terry in action in the southeastern United States for the first time.
People are truly in for a treat from Terry Daniels. They're going to see a lot of wrestling, a lot of fast maneuvers out of this young man.
That's right. And of course, a guy who's no stranger to you because you two were on your way up about the same time as one half of the Dirty White Boys, Tony Anthony.
I tell you what, Tony Anthony, he don't even know what the rule book looks like.
Dale with the head scissor right now. Mann controlling the offensive action, and Dale thus far has been in control. Ronnie, and of course, that's what you got to do, right? You get out there from the opening bell and make your opponent play catch-up.
I tell you, that's it right there. It's like in any sport, you know, you make that man work hard to try to come from behind, and Dale Mann is definitely in control. Looks like he's going for a leg trip, and he did it. He got him down.
Nice takedown by Dale Mann. We want to mention that in our studio audience from Den 1, Pack 36 in South Knoxville, we've got a group of Cub Scouts we want to make welcome. Their Scoutmaster, David Cooper, has brought them down. And, of course, I want to mention to the fans that we tape each and every Thursday night beginning at 8 o'clock in the studios of WBIR Knoxville, Tennessee. And please join us. All you have to do is call 637-6975 for information and reservations for televised wrestling each and every Thursday night. And, of course, Ronnie, we're bringing great competition. We've talked about Bruiser Brody. Already on the scene, Austin Idol, Kevin Sullivan, Mark Lewin, Ox Baker, Killer Tim Brooks, and I think you can tell the fans better than myself. I haven't been traveling around the country quite so much, but these are the names you're going to hear where you see the great action, right?
I tell you what, there is no slouch in the bunch. Each and every one of them is a champion. Each and every one of them is a very rough individual. Kevin Sullivan, the people are in for a surprise about Kevin Sullivan. Years ago when he was here, he was a very scientific wrestler. Now he's gone, he calls himself the Prince of Darkness, and he's gone beyond scientific. He'll stop at nothing to hurt an opponent, not just beat him, but to hurt a man.
This is very true, Ronnie. You're right about that. And I know you're watching Dale Mann with keen interest simply because you have scored some good wins and some regional titles in various parts of the country yourself. And I know it certainly, you feel it would be a feather in your cap to come home and end up with the championship belt.
Oh, it'd be very good, you know, especially right in this area, you know. That was one of my main dreams when I first broke into wrestling, you know, to have a championship in this area and to represent the people in this area very proudly. Dale looks like he's in a little bit of trouble, though, now.
Yes, Mann sent crashing into that top turnbuckle. The masked man sent him across the ring. Once again, trying to build an offense, driving that knee in, and Dale having some of the wind taken out of his sails again. Watch here. And Dale Mann with a quick move turns the table.
I tell you what, it was a rough way to win. I figured Dale Mann had to win it that way, and I don't think the scavenger is going to be drinking much tonight.
Ronnie, we want to thank you for joining us, adding your expertise. We want to wish you a lot of luck, and we'll be talking to you later.
Thank you very much, Les. It's my pleasure being back.
Nice having you. We're going to invite Dale Mann to join us here on our set in just a moment. And, of course, he came up your winner on our first match on Southern All-Star Wrestling. And we want to mention, coming up later in the program, the Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony, also making his first start here. Corporal Terry Daniels of the Cobra Corps. And right now we want to welcome Dale Mann. Dale, welcome aboard and come up with a good victory.
Thank you, Les. It's always great to be aboard Southern All-Star Wrestling, where it's all happening. It's where the greatest is.
Well, of course, I was just telling Ronnie Sexton, you're the man in the hot seat. You're carrying that Mid-Continental belt, and the way the talent's mounting up here, hey, you got your work cut out for you, my friend.
Right, anytime that you're champion in this business, you got your work cut out for me, believe me. Not only in a match, but preparing for that match. There's some tough competition here. It's going to get a whole lot tougher, but I'm ready for it.
Let me just interrupt for a minute. Who do you think you are, Mr. Goody Two-Shoe, the fair-haired boy, or what, Jack? You ain't nothing or nobody or nothing happening individual as far as a champion is concerned until you sign, pick the pin up, baby, and put your name on the dotted line against the Dirty White Boy for that belt. Sleep on that, Jack. Woo!
Some quick and very candid comments from Tony Anthony.
Right, I've heard those kind of comments before. I am in a hot seat, right, just like he said, but I'm ready for Tony. When the promoters, the booker says Tony's next in line, hey, I didn't get where I'm at ducking anyone. You don't get the top in this business but ducking nobody. So when the bookers and the promoter says Tony's ready, I'll put my name on the dotted line. The promoters tell me to. Okay, I didn't get to the top, Les. You know the business is much and better than I do. And you don't get to the top by ducking people, and I'm not worried about Tony or no one else.
Dale, thank you very much for joining us. We'll talk to you later. Mid-Continental Champion Dale Mann will be back with more action right after this. With me, Austin Idler. Austin, I know you entered the ring tonight to wrestle in a single match. You didn't come prepared for a handicap, but that's what it ended up being. Lewin and Sullivan against you alone.
You know, Les, at this point in time, I'm a little shaken right now, and please don't hold me responsible for everything I might be saying, okay? Because right now I am a little bit groggy. At one time, a few years ago, there's one thing I used to think about Kevin Sullivan. I used to think that he was his own man. I used to think that Sullivan was man enough to take care of his own business. I used to think, and it's not that I saw eye to eye with Sullivan, but I did have a certain amount of respect for him because he did what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it, but he did it by himself. That was one thing that we had in common, which we no longer do, because you see, tonight, he showed me one thing. He showed me a few things. Number one, that he is gutless. Number two, he's not a man. Number three, he's a disgrace to the city, the great city of Knoxville, Tennessee. He is a disgrace to his family. He's a disgrace to professional wrestling altogether. Because as you well know, Les, I had Kevin Sullivan beaten again, and he brings the maniac Mark Lewin from the shadows, from the halls of darkness. Mark Lewin comes. Now you're a great big deal, Sullivan. You laid me out real good. You did a heavy number on Austin Idler. Oh yeah, I'm the first one to admit it. But you see, I have my own ways too, Les, because there's an old saying, the old fight for eye, the old eye for eye, tooth for tooth. Well, I've got to be somebody too. I reached down into the filth, into the slime, into the gutters where only the rats live. And I found me two people.
We're back, and just while we're waiting on the wrestlers to get in the ring, we want to welcome Rick Connor, certainly a man who is no stranger to area fans and a man who's held the brass knuckles title on several occasions.
Appreciate that, Les. Thank you very much. And like I was thinking here tonight, some of the guys you've had out here tonight, it's going to be on your programs. I should have got credit because I trained almost every one of them.
That's right,
and I've trained almost every one of them, and I think one of the guys in the ring right now. So, you know, I wish now I'd signed a contract for all these guys and I wouldn't have to get out here and wrestle anymore. I could be a manager or a trainer.
Percentage, right?
Right.
Like, man, I hear you're an agent. You're absolutely right. We're waiting on the Terminators to enter the ring right now, and there's a combination, a tag team I've only seen on two outings. Rick, maybe you know a little more about them. They seem to be pretty tough.
They're sort of a mystery team. I tell you, not many people know a lot about them. They're pretty good. They're pretty tough. They move around well. They seem to be a young tag team. And like I say, I don't know a lot about them either. In fact, not many people do. So here's their music are coming in.
That's right. We're going to see the Terminators entering the ring right now. And, well, they're accompanied by a man I haven't seen in a while.
Izzy Slapowitz. Izzy Slapowitz, the man himself.
My good friend Gary Hart, Les Thatcher, said to me, Izzy, come back, take care of my team, the Terminators. I'm here, and believe you me, you are looking at future World Tag Team Champions.
Well, it's been a while since we've seen you, but I know you're always involved with champions, so I'm going to take your word for it, and we're going to throw it to the ring for the guys of this first match. The comments of Izzy Slapowitz.
The second match of this evening is a tag team event. In this corner from Lenoir City, Tennessee, weighing in at 235 pounds, welcome Randy Tatum. And his partner for this match, weighing in at 210 pounds from Knoxville, Tennessee, Henry Hall. Their opponents in this tag team will be weighing in at a combined weight of 502 pounds from parts unknown, the Terminators.
The Terminators, a tag team combination, the masked men out against the tandem of Randy Tatum and Kenny Hall. And of course, Rick, I was surprised to see Izzy Slapowitz back. I'd heard that he was in the area and obviously linked himself with Gary Hart in some way.
Seems that way, Les. And I'm telling you, I was surprised too to see him. He's a guy that's been gone for a long time, and he's surfaced again. So he's a very colorful character, though, and he's a very interesting guy. So anything's liable to happen with him around.
And of course, the Terminators, we saw them here last week. They scored a victory. But Rick, you know, you're right. The man in the ring right now, Kenny Hall, got his start with you. He's a young gentleman that's been to wrestling a couple years. But I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I know the current world junior heavyweight champion, the NWA, Denny Hall, is a protege of yours.
Sure is, Les. Sure
of course,
was.
the man you wrestled against, Tony Anthony, is a protege of yours.
Yes, that's right. And they were all good guys, too, you know. But Tony Anthony's got this thing about me now, and he wants to beat me, so he's going to get his chance coming up in the arena match coming up here very soon.
Kenny Hall opening up, Randy Tatum and Kenny Hall both opening up on the Terminators quickly. But the tide of battle being changed, and the masked man makes his stop and moves Tatum into that corner. I think, Rick, here, their battle plan is realizing that Tatum, the lesser experience of the two, is the man to key on.
That's right, Les. They're going to be keying on him an awful lot because he is the less experienced of the two guys. Kenny Hall has been around for a few years, and so Tatum's got his work cut out for him.
Tatum being shot in and caught with a knee now by one of the Terminators. And the mass team wasting no time. And, of course, Slapowicz, or any manager, Rick, for that matter, puts your opposition at a disadvantage when he's in that corner.
That's true. He's a very good manager. He'll keep these guys fired up. He's got his whistle there ready, and there he goes. He's shouting instructions and everything. He's very good, Les. I think you know that.
Well, you know, I think the whistle alone is a distraction, but when you know that
Sure
Slapowicz himself is capable of grabbing a handful of hair or a leg indiscriminately, you got to watch him.
He's capable of anything. He'll do anything to win.
Well, you can see here, talking about distraction, he's trying to be like a traffic cop, more or less.
That's right, and he's got the referee's attention, and these two guys are beating this Tatum up pretty good.
Right now, the Tatum needs to make that tag, and caught with that chop, a double chop by one of the Terminators, and he comes off the rope. Tatum needs to get out of there. Needs a fresh man in, Rick.
That's right. He needs to be getting out of there, Les. He's going to get pinned if he don't, and let's see what he can do. He's taking a pretty good beating right now. Okay, here he goes. He's getting ready. Oh, he's stopping again. So
Tatum's trying to fight back,
yeah,
but
he's trying, but he's just been overpowered.
he needs to tag Kenny Hall if they're going to stay in this game.
Right. I sort of think, Les, he may have not very much experience. He's a little green.
Tatum dropped again with that knee. And as we set him up here,
He's having a hard time.
Absolutely.
He sure is, yeah. You're right. He needs to get out of there and get a fresh man in there. Kenny Hall's certainly trying, but he's got to tag first.
Rick, it looks to me like in this area right now, promoter Don Walker is sparing no expense to sign top international stars, bring back some of the stars that were made and built right here, and wrestling is once again going to be on the rise and booming in this area.
That's right, Liz, and I think he's got a good concept there, and a lot of top names want to come back in here, Kevin Sullivan, many guys like that, for instance, and in the future, wrestling around East Tennessee is going to be back where it once was, on top.
We're going to be looking at a young gentleman later on in the program, Corporal Terry Daniels of the Cobra Corps, and that's the type of talent. He's an up-and-coming star, formerly with Sergeant Slaughter.
Right.
He'll be making his first appearance here.
Right, very exciting young man. He's a very good wrestler. He's got a good amateur background. He's pretty tough, and he's fast. Plus, he's got the military background, too.
Absolutely. And, of course, as we speak, the Terminator still controlling the total offensive picture of this contest.
Right. And Tatum was just taking an out-and-out beating. He's just not doing any good at all, and he needs to get out of there. See what we do right here? So, it's that same thing. The Terminators, they're staying on, they're tagging in and out a lot. They're staying on him. He doesn't have a chance.
You're absolutely right. These guys are switching in and out. Of course, that's what tag team wrestling is about.
I will say this for them. I don't know much about them, but the idea of tagging in and out and everything is real good.
That's
Still no tag. Still no tag,
the
Les.
suplex, and down goes Randy Tatum. What are they doing with him here? A diving clothesline.
I never saw that before, but I guess it's okay if it works.
And a 3
I guess
count.
that's it.
The diving clothesline, the body press, and the Terminators come up to the winners over Hall and Tatum. Rick, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Liz.
Izzy Slapowicz on his way toward our desk, so we're going to take a moment here to talk to Izzy. As Rick Connors and I were mentioning, you've always associated yourself with quality wrestling talent, and I guess that Gary Hart has to say the same thing, so I guess that's what you feel about the Terminators, champions of the future, right?
Believe you me, Les Thatcher. What you're looking at here, the Terminators are going to be the World Tag Team Champions. very, very soon. You know, I don't associate myself with losers. And what you got here is 2 winners. You know, if these guys didn't win a mess, nobody would sign a contract with them if they knew who they were. I love what they did to these guys here.
So you're in the area now. You're sort of overseeing the Terminators for your friend Gary Hart. Are you looking at some other talent that you may possibly handle yourself in the future?
Well, Les Thatcher, you know, maybe I am, and maybe I'm not.
Are you going to be a little evasive with me, is that?
That's right. This is for me to know, and you and the rest of those redneck pencil neck males out there to find out. That's my business.
But I'm sure we'll see Izzy Slapowitz around for a while, right?
Well, I suppose you will.
I suppose we will. The comments of Izzy Slapowitz, the itinerant manager of the Terminators. We're going to be back to take a look at Cousin Junior right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the third match for this evening, a 1 fall 10-minute time. In this corner from Tampa, Florida, weighing in at 220 pounds, Bobby Norris.
With a country boy, don't mess with a country boy. When I was a little bitty boy, baby, I cut my teeth on a big old tree. Mama filled my bottle from my moonshine spill. My first meal was the bass she killed. Well, she killed the bass she killed. My first meal was the bass she killed. Well, I grew, and by the time I was a kid, I was 6 feet tall and a man among men. Now I love my work and I love my place. I hate the fool and I get my way.
All right, you got it. Bobby's opponent from Pigeon Forge, Kentucky, weighing in at 275 pounds, Cousin Junior.
Cousin Junior from Pigeon Forge, Kentucky. No stranger to wrestling fans. A star on national TV and joining us here on Southern All-Star Wrestling. Cousin Junior, a fine gentleman. I enjoy talking to this man. Look here. Bobby Norris knows he's got a stacked deck. He opens up hard. Look here, Junior dumps it with the backdrop. And don't let them bibbed overalls fool you. This guy can wrestle. Arm drag, takedown, arm bar. And Cousin Junior on top of the offense. And this is the type of wrestling talent we want to bring you here each and every week on Southern All-Star Wrestling. The independent national stars from around the country, from around the world, are going to be joining us here every week on Southern All-Star Wrestling. As we've mentioned before, in the weeks coming up, Bruiser Brody, Jumpin' Joe Savoldi, Kevin Sullivan, Austin Idol, Mark Lewin, Killer Tim Brooks. A great array of wrestling talent. And of course, coming up still today, making his first appearance here, the original member of the Cobra Corps, Corporal Terry Daniels. You know, all your fans in East Tennessee and Southeastern Kentucky, Southern All-Star Wrestling hopes to be coming to your area, to your town in the very near future. You stay tuned to our program. Watch your local newspapers for times and dates. We hope to bring you wrestlers like Cousin Junior, Day-O Man, the Terminators, Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony, Rick Connors, Ron Sexton, and other great stars, Kevin Sullivan, men like that to your town. And in the weeks coming up, we'll be able to tell you more about this, but right now we want to tell you that there will be a challenge match beginning on television in the very near future. And we'll be giving you information of how the fans can participate in voting for who they would like to win the challenge match, and in doing so, we'll have a chance at some prizes, and we'll be telling you more about that in the weeks coming. Promoter Don Walker wanting to bring the very best to the fans and wanting to involve the fans as much as possible. So he's trying to figure ways for the fans to come out a winner as well by giving prizes for them choosing their favorite in these challenge events. And we'll be giving you more information on that in the weeks upcoming. Right now, Cousin Junior with that toe hold on Bobby Norris. Junior, a man who can wrestle, also coming up later on in the program. In fact, in our very next segment, a new addition to our program we will be seeing off and on will be All-Star Outtakes, where I'm going to get a chance to kind of kick back, relax without all the excitement of the fans, the wrestling ring, and the wrestlers, to talk to some of your favorite wrestlers. And our first interview on such a segment will be Corporal Terry Daniels. Since he's making his first start in this area, it'll be our chance to kind of get acquainted ourselves and let you see Terry Daniels in a relaxed atmosphere, and we hope you enjoy that segment of the program. That'll be coming up next, and of course, Corporal Terry Daniels in action, and yet to come, a man who makes himself known, one half of the Dirty White Boys, Tony Anthony. All yet to come here on Southern All-Star Wrestling. Cousin Junior is a man who can wrestle. As you can see, he can stomp on you if that's what you want. You can go any way you want. He's met some of the top talent there is in the sport, and he's here to meet the best we have to offer. And as I said, you know, a lot of people may snicker. They may look at the get-up, the hat, the bibbed overalls, the bare feet. But believe me, when the bell rings, this man's going to come out and stick it to you if he can. He'll bring the battle to you, as you saw early on. Arm drag, takedowns, good maneuvers by this gentleman. So it's not just a case of kick him and punch him. He'll wrestle you as well. And Izzy Slapowicz making his first appearance on our television program. And, hey, no bones about it. Izzy Slapowicz has managed some very, very tough wrestlers, some champions in his own right. In fact, Slappy linked with Kevin Sullivan a few years ago. And so, and anybody that can handle the reins of the Prince of Darkness has to get somebody's vote. Slapowicz now, in the absence of Playboy Gary Hart, at the reins of the Terminators. But believe me, I think you'll find that Slapowicz will have his eye on other competitors. Bobby Norris may regret the fact that he attacked Junior at the bell from behind, because since that time, Bobby Norris hasn't had much of a chance to mount an offense. Just like there. Power slam off the rope by Cousin Junior. Junior on the move. Oh! Weight to dead center and a body press. And your winner from Pigeon Forge, Kentucky, Cousin Junior. Scores another win here on Southern All-Star Wrestling. We're going to get Junior to join us here at our podium and see if we can get a few comments from this gentleman. Certainly a great favorite of the fans and the adults alike, any place he goes. And here he comes.
Hey, you doing, Mr.
All right.
Thatcher?
How about you, cuz?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. I'm back here once again with all these people in this Channel 10 viewing area. Tell you, this is some of the toughest competition there is.
You know, we were talking about some of that, and I know you being a man who's been around here in recent months all over to look at the best talent. When we start talking about men like Kevin Sullivan, Mark Lewin, Bruiser Brody, the Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony, hey, we're talking about top caliber competition.
And you're talking about very vicious talent also.
And of course, you're throwing your hat in the ring, and you're some tough competition, my friend.
But as long as I've got this lucky horseshoe and all these people in this Channel 10 viewing area behind me 100%, I'm not afraid to take on anybody anytime they want to, and we'll do it anytime, any place. All they got to do is put their name on that gun contract.
Of course, wrestling around East Tennessee is just like being in the hills of Kentucky, right?
Oh, and there ain't nothing prettier than the hills of Kentucky or Tennessee. Virginia, hey, we love everybody, and I hope everybody loves us.
Junior, great victory for you.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Always a pleasure to
Thatcher.
see you.
Thank you very much,
Cousin
sir.
Junior, we're going to be back with All-Star Outtakes, Corporal Terry Daniels, right after this.
You're right, Austin Idol. We do have something in common. I hate your guts, and you hate me. You made it perfectly clear when you said he came from darkness. He came from darkness by Habuddin himself, decreed to me on the 13th step of the 13th pyramid. When he was given to me for one thing, to do my bidding. Now all I hear is one thing. You've reached in the sewer where you lived. You've gone in the slime and the muck where your family hangs out, and you've pulled one out. Gary Hart. Okay, I know Hart's reputation from world-class wrestling, and I understand what I'm facing. Tell me the other one. I know it's not Mulligan. He'll be there, but I know it's not him. Rumors have reached my ears. And I'm going to tell you something, Austin Idol. If it's Bruiser Brody, you're going to pay for this with more than your face.
The segment of the program we are going to call All-Star Outtakes, and some 6 months ago, former world champion Lou Thez and I are co-hosting wrestling programming in the Northeast. And we both became staunch fans of a young man called Corporal Terry Daniels. He's just such a great man in and out of the ring, and an up-and-coming young star. I didn't really have a chance to sit back and learn a little bit about him, and I hope that you might want to do the same thing. His first appearance here in Southern All-Star Wrestling. So let's go to our conversation with Corporal Terry Daniels on All-Star Outtake. You know, Terry, we've known each other, about 6 months now, and it's really the first chance we've had to kind of kick back and talk about your background and hobbies and so forth like that. It's been just pretty hectic, of course, as the professional wrestling business is. Yeah. But I'd like to talk a little bit about, I know you're from Amarillo originally.
Yes,
Amarillo. And of course, you had your schooling there, your high school education there. Did you participate in sports?
Yeah, when I was in high school, Les, I played football. I played middle linebacker and outside linebacker, started varsity, which is, you know, when you start in football in high school and you're a starter, people look at you like, oh, wow.
Texas high school football, right? That's big time. Yes. I mean, those people live and breathe high school football, right?
Yeah. You know, and I was a Longhorn. I went to a school named Caprock, and it was called the Longhorns. And if I'd have had the initiative to go to school, I'd have probably went to University of Texas, the Longhorns there. I believe that's what it is, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So just carry on that, be a Longhorn from, you know, on out.
But you chose the Marine Corps instead, right?
Yes. I chose the Marine Corps because I was looking for a way to, at the time I had a rough growing up as it was, you know, my stepdad, but, you know, that's another story. So I went into Marines to kind of get my life straightened out and to give myself a start and to get a beginning somewhere. And I felt that that was the best way to do it, was going to service.
Of course, you didn't know it at the time, but joining the Marine Corps really opened the door for professional wrestling a few years later down the road, right?
Yeah, it did. You know, I've always been an athlete, and I feel the good Lord gave me this body to do something with it. And I felt if I wasn't doing anything with it, I was just wasting it away, you know.
Right.
So I've always wanted to play football or wrestle. And going into Marines, it kind of helped me get a little more confidence in myself. So wrestling come around, and I took the chance to do it. And, you know, boom, here I am.
Well, you know, I know that I watched you, only known you for 6 months, but watched your career from the beginning. And I know you didn't start with Sergeant Slaughter, but you were telling me now you met Slaughter in St. Louis.
Yeah, I met him in St. Louis,
right?
yes.
You were there to wrestle. Your career had just started. You were a rookie, basically.
Yes, I went there, and Sergeant Slaughter, you know, I've always been as a Marine. And so what I did, I went in there and it was in a tag match against Adrian Adonis and Dick Murdoch. Needless to say, they whooped up on me, but I didn't go down.
I kept coming back for more. And so
seen you do that.
that impressed Sergeant Slaughter. And then him being a Marine himself and seeing I was a Marine, he just felt like he could improve me.
You were the first member of the Cobra Corps, and
yes.
you know, we've discussed this a couple times, not in depth, but where a lot of young men just starting as pros would be wrestling lesser-known talents or men of their own caliber. By being the protege and the first one of Sergeant Slaughter, boy, this threw you right into the national spotlight.
You know, Les, it's kind of funny because when you first start out professional wrestling, you've got yourself to learn. You know, you've got to watch and this. I started with Sergeant Slaughter, and I wasn't that good in wrestling.
Yeah.
But having the Marine training that I had, and then having the training that Sergeant Slaughter had, he felt that he could improve my wrestling 100%. And with the training, he put me through training, jumping jacks, and this and that. Plus, he put me through wrestling. And in being with Sergeant Slaughter, some of the opponents out there thinking, well, you know, they've tried to get contracts signed with him, and he's a busy man. So what they did, they just figured they'd prove themselves by getting with me. And that's how I had to build my talent as far as wrestling, was going against a more experienced.
And of course, it's made you good. And I think you really, your career is springboarded, and you're going to be ranked up there among the top if you aren't already, Terry. You know, like any other athlete or any other professional wrestler, I realize you're after title and, of course, monetary value, the money. That's what it says professional, that's what it's all about. But I know there's something more in your life than just that in the long-range goal. What is that?
Yeah, one of my goals is my mother and my dad at the time, when I was real young, whatever problems was, they split up. This has been, well, I'm 28 now, and I was 2 years old when they split up. And some of my goals, not only being a Marine and making it big in the wrestling business, I decided, well, shoot, I'd like to find my father. And, you know, I've heard he was in this area. And thanks to you, Les, and some of the promoters out there, they're going to give me the chance to see if I can't find him.
That's right. That's right.
And that's, you know, it's really, if you can just see the chills on me now.
You know what sticks in my mind? Up east, a couple months ago, you told me, you said, I'd just like him to know if he's proud of me for what I did in the Marine Corps and as a professional wrestler.
And you know, Les, come to find out, I was talking to my mother, getting a little information from him, or about him.
Right.
And she told me that he's in the Marines, too. And when I found that out, it just made my drive and want to find him, to find out if he's alive, if he's dead, you know, whatever.
Right.
But I feel that, you know, I want him to know what kind of son he has and that he can be proud of his son.
I think that's great. They're giving me all kinds of hands. This course of going to be up. Hey, enjoyed sitting here talking to you.
Thank you,
wish you the
Les.
best of luck, and we hope you find your father.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Terry.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, match number 4 for this evening is a one-fall, 10-minute limit in this corner. From parts unknown, weighing in at 230 pounds, the Bandit. And his opponent, this man weighs in at 225 pounds, a member of the Cobra Corporation, Terry Daniels.
Corporal Terry Daniels out against the Masked Bandit, and somebody didn't have very good handwriting when they put down on Andy's card but Terry was the original member of the Cobra Corps, of course, started by the infamous Sergeant Slaughter. Terry, as you heard on our All-Star Outtakes, he was the first man trained by the Sergeant. He told you how tough it really was. And this is a fine young athlete. I'm so impressed with him. And, of course, our first look at the Bandit. Here's a very compact package. He's got some size to push some power around. But Terry Daniels, what determination, what drive this young man's got. Daniels diving across there. Terry gets so wired up. There's signs that you can talk to him 10, 15 minutes before he's ready to go in the ring. And he is just full of himself. He wants to win so badly. And the part he mentioned about his father, this is true. He has opened some of the wrestling programs to show that picture around the country and possibly meet his father because he was an infant when his father left. You saw the moves there. And if the Marine Corps wants to be proud of a young athlete, a young wrestler, hey, here's the guy, Corporal Terry Daniels. As I said, what an endorsement when 6-time world heavyweight champion Lou Thez said, hey, this young man impresses me. And it's true. Lou and I both commented to each other each and every time we watch this guy go out. We're two of his strongest supporters, I believe. We both cheer for him. We both get involved in his matches. He is so intense and such a competitor. He's going to make it tough for the likes of champion Dale Mann, for Kevin Sullivan, for men like Tony Anthony, the Dirty White Boy, the Terminators. And, of course, Terry loves to compete. The Bandit hits those ropes, and as he does, becomes entangled. Daniels going to work on him. Terry telling me that when he's not wrestling, when he's not competing, he likes to kick back in West Texas in his home around the Panhandle and fish. But he also builds model cars. That's something we really didn't get to talk about. It's something I had, a hobby of my own, so we have something in common. But a very interesting young man. Of course, if you see him in your arena, feel free to walk up and speak with Terry, because he's such a fine gentleman, loves to talk to the fans. Yet to come here on Southern All-Star Wrestling will be the Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony. And Tony telling us early on the program he wants a shot at Dale Mann at Mid-Continental title. Anthony, a man not to mince words with you, but as cocky and confident as Tony Anthony may be, he's got his work cut out for it. Some tough competition shaping up right here on Southern All-Star. Don't forget, you fans in southeastern Kentucky, East Tennessee, towns where you've seen wrestling in the past, Southern All-Star coming your way. You stay tuned to our program and watch your local paper for time, day, and date. Join us here every Thursday, the TV taping, live television matches, WBIR Channel 10 beginning at 8 o'clock. You may call for reservations and information 637-6975. And as I mentioned, we'll be starting a series of challenge matches between some of the top wrestlers right here on television. And when we do, we'll be giving you information on how you can share in the fact that one of your favorites may have won on that challenge series. Daniels coming under the flying body press, but as he does, he goes right over and out onto the floor. His momentum carried him to the outside. The Bandit moving out now. The Bandit working on Terry Daniels. Terry's momentum carried him right over and out onto the floor. And the Bandit taking full advantage of that. Daniels in. The Bandit in. Whoa! Terry loops one into the midsection, and he goes again. And the Marine Corps on the move. Missing on the drop kick is Terry Daniels. The Bandit falling out of the way on purpose. And Daniels set him up for that drop kick, but he's taking a little too much time. The masked man moves clear, and he comes right up and moves in to take advantage. Terry landing, obviously knocking the wind out of it, unable to touch his man to get turned and come down properly to land on that drop kick. And the Bandit moving in and taking advantage. I don't know who it is under that red and white mask, but he's a veteran and he obviously knows how to be an opportunist. Daniels on the reversal, look at there. Upside down into that corner, and Daniels back into the battle. And this is why I think Lou Thez and yours truly became so infatuated with this young man. You can't count him out for a moment. Daniels sets him up, shoots him cross ring, goes in after, drives that knee in there. And down goes the Bandit. Knee drop into the back. The band is stunned. Daniels on the move, controlling offensively. Let's see what Terry's got planned here. Brings him up. Scoops. Full body slam. Now, Terry moving up to that second strand of ropes. Watch for the dive. Headbutt from the second rope, and Mama put the coffee pot on. Terry Daniels. And Billy, if we've got that one on instant replay, how about taking a look at it? Terry Daniels with that flying headbutt from the second strand of rope. Here it is. Terry moving up the outside. Setting his man up. There you have it. The headbutt by Terry Daniels is all she wrote. He'll get the body press in the 3 count. And a great beginning here on Southern All-Star Wrestling. Terry, good win for you. The guy give you a way to roll, son.
You know, Les, that's one thing I've been taught throughout the Marines, throughout my life of growing up. Never underestimate anybody. I come in here underestimating this man a little bit. I couldn't do it no more. I had to fire in. He was firing in on me. That's the American way. You people here, I've been up east. I take nothing away from them people up there, but down here, it's some of the friendliest people I've ever met. It makes me feel at home. It makes me know that no matter where I go in the United States, the people are going to be there to back me. They know I'm going to be there to back them when it hits the fan, Les. When it hits the fan. I know Tennessee didn't get the volunteer state for nothing. They know they don't have to join no service. If it comes down to it, the people are going to volunteer, and they will be there.
I hate to slow you down, but I want to mention this. You know, a lot of tough competition here, as we've talked about before. Guys like Bruiser Brody, Kevin Sullivan, the Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony. And I know you like to jump right into it.
Yes, Les, it doesn't matter. The bigger they are, the better, the more I want them, because I know them people's going to be there to back me. And that's all I need, Les. That's all I need.
Terry, a good win for you, impressive win. Hope to see you again soon, and good luck to you. Corporal Terry Daniels of the Cobra Corps. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back to see the Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony, in action.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 5th and final match of this evening, a 1 fall time, TV time remaining limit. In this corner from parts unknown, weighing in at 254 pounds, Kenny Orton. Opponent from Knoxville, Tennessee, weighing in at 240 pounds, the Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony.
All right, and joining me here at Mike's side is my friend Jackie Lakin. And Jackie, the competition keeps building and building, my friend.
Well, I tell you, Lester, we've got it all right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. You've got the Dirty White Boy going on here of a sizable man, and he's just taking him on like he ain't nothing, pal.
It seems like on this one, everybody's fired up. Corporal Terry Daniels, an impressive win. He came out here fired up. Tony Anthony is set ring. He's fired up. I guess Jackie Lakin's going to get that way, too, isn't he?
Buddy, you better believe it. I can't wait to fight again. I tell you, it's just excitement running through your shoes.
Boy, Jack, you know, I know that, you know, you're getting might say baptism under fire, getting a shot at some very, very tough talent for the first time in your career, right?
Better believe it. You got the dirty white boy, the fat body.
That's
and
right.
But you
And
got
in short
a good
order,
one.
the dirty white boy comes up a winner. And Jackie, we want to thank you for joining us on the set, and we'll see you in action again, hopefully next week.
I'm looking forward to it, pal.
Good, and headed this way, we don't want any confrontation.
Right.
This is the dirty white boy, and
You're next, big boy.
Tony,
You're next.
impressive victory for you.
Thank you, baby. It's just like I'm gonna do everybody. I'm sick and tired. Nobody, but nobody, including you, gives me any respect around here. You're supposed to show my video last week. Did you? No.
Didn't show your
You
video?
didn't show it.
I believe it.
I'm holding you personally responsible for it.
I'm in sure. Okay. All right.
Just like this gig, Jack Lakins, Ron Sexton, Austin Idol, anybody they want to bring in, that's fine and dandy with me, baby. Because let me tell you something. You're looking at the ultimate. What's happening in professional wrestling today is me, Jack. And I don't care who you line up. Line all the top names up, Jack. Put them in the ring, and I'll put the dirty dump on them, Daddy. Now, what do you think about that, Mr. Thatcher?
I think you can back it up, Mr. Anthony.
There's no doubt in anybody's mind that I can back
And
it
of
up.
course, your enthusiasm only adds to the competition, and I think that's great.
That's it, baby. Because when you're all there is, that's what's happening.
The comments of Tony Anthony, the dirty white boy. We're going to have to take a break, and we'll be back. In opening here with me, Austin Idol and Playboy Gary Hart, I want to mention that there's more involved between these two men than just wrestling and finances. Some 10 years ago, these two men were in a plane that went down in Tampa Bay. And there's more camaraderie, right, gentlemen, than business involving Gary Hart and Austin Idol.
You know, this Kevin Sullivan's a little fat pig. Austin Idol and I many times have walked on the different sides of the road. But one thing has always remained. We experienced something that very few people have ever experienced in their life. 10 years ago in February 24th, we went into Tampa Bay. And when you have an experience like that, you think you busted Austin Idol open tonight. You ought to have seen him 10 years ago with his head gaped open. And he helped me make it to the wall. He said, Gary, I need a friend. And I need somebody to back me up. Well, I got 6'7", 308 pounds of Bruiser Brody. And when we get you, you pint-sized messiah, and you maniac, I'm gonna show you what it's like to walk through hell. Now, this Kevin Sullivan has told you what hell is like, but we're gonna let you feel the embers. We're gonna let you see the fire, brother, and before it's over, I'm gonna take this cigar and I'm gonna stick it right in your face, Kevin Sullivan, and I wanna see you try to stop me, because Austin Idol and Bruiser Brody and Gary Hart, we gonna do whatever we want to do to you. You gonna pay heavy, brother. You gonna pay real heavy.
Well, we've got to wrap it up for another issue of Southern All-Star Championship Wrestling. We hope you've enjoyed it. Of course, adding to the competition over here we saw today, Corporal Terry Daniels, and a new face on the scene, and certainly he's going to add to the excitement. And we hope you'll join us in the weeks coming up for all this great wrestling action right here on Southern All-Star Wrestling. I'm your host, Les Thatcher. For everyone here, saying thanks for being with us, and join us again next week for more action and excitement.